Hey guys, welcome to part 10 of Let's Play Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy. In the last part we got through the SS and quite painlessly. And when I say painlessly I mean very painfully, and it was a massive headache and it went terribly wrong. So what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm going to go through Diglett's cave because I want to get a lot of stuff done. You know, there's a lot of stuff I could be doing here. I could go get a bike, I could go to the gym, but I think I'm going to need Flash, definitely. But before I get into all that, Diglett's Cave, right? Awesome. Diglett Cave is a really cool idea because this was the first generation of Pokemon and they were still all on board with the idea of creating a world where Pokemon exist and have an effect on the world. So that's why you have stuff like Diglett's Cave where it's purely a cave where Diglett they've just made the cave and people use it. So that's really cool. But in later gens they kind of dropped it. Like a lot of the later regions just didn't have any stuff that was there because Pokemon made it, you know? I'm sure there are some examples, but they were all in with it at this point. Who did I... Ah, there we go. Yeah, they were definitely all in. Because, you know, you got the Snorlaxes in the road. It's like, this couldn't be like a normal person's road. Like, place, you know? Oh well. I wish they kind of continued that. They could have come up with some cool stuff. If you caught 10 kinds of Pokemon, well... Luckily for you I have, because most of my Pokemon are fully evolved. Yes, I have 11 kinds. Because I also called that Nidoran female, so that counts too. That definitely counts. Okay, so now that we have Flash, we can leave this area and go back to Cerulean and start doing that. Because I was thinking about it, right? I have no Pokemon that are good in the Vermilion Gym. Like, none. You know, Saint Orso is water type, so he's a bit screwed. Actually, what does this guy want to say? Ooh, very good point. Yeah, I got a water type as my starter, no good. I got a Quiro, which is a flying type, no good. Nidoking is ground type, so pretty good. Pretty good, but could be better. So, I had an idea that I would just... Oh god, not this. Thank god for that. I just had the idea of that maybe I'll just skip the gym. You know, of course I eventually have to do the gym, but I'm just thinking I'll just skip it and come back to it later. Because there is a Pokemon that will be good against that gym that I plan to catch. But I think it'd be a bit boring if I just caught a Diglett and then just used the Diglett for the gym. And then I think it would just be a bit too painful to watch to see me trying to beat the gym. It would just, yeah, it would just take forever. I just don't think that'd be very good. So instead I'm just going to skip it. What? You know, I was thinking about it. And what is really tying me down to doing the gym? Like, there's nothing tying me down. And also I might as well get the bike. I never used the bike, but I think the bike is probably the most useful here. And, you know, there is that one route where you need the bike, so... I don't know which route I'm going to take to Fuchsia City yet, so I might as well get the bike while I'm here. And listen to this creep. He's such a creep. Oh. Shoot. Well. Let's have a look. What is this? Bind. I will not be using that, so that can go. See ya. What's TN12? Water gun! No, I don't think I'll be using that either. That can go. See you later, mate. See, you know, you should really go to the, you know, the item computer and put your things in there, but I just can't be bothered. You know, it's not like, oh, am I ever going to use the TM bind? No, so just throw it away. Just there's no point holding on to it, you know. When I was a kid, you got to be like, oh, I got to keep everything, make sure everything's organised, just in case. But with Pokemon, it's not one of those games where you need to hoard stuff, you know. Resident Evil 4, you got to hoard if you want to get all the stuff. This one, nah, just throw it around. Okay. I do love cycling, I guess. What Pokemon is this? Oh, it's actually a seal, so it's actually the correct sprite. That's interesting. Alright, well, see you later, Jim. I don't have to do you. Because I was thinking about it, right? Because you can do the 4th, 5th and 6th gem in any order you want. because I've done that before. Like, there's nothing technically in your way that stops you from doing them in a different order. Like, with the Vermilion Gym, you can't go to Cerulean until you've got, I think, until you've beaten Brock. I think there's something that blocks you. And then with the Cerulean Gym, you have to, I guess you have to see Bill before you can come to Vermilion. But then for the Cerulean Gym, you need Cut. Like, you can't use Cut unless you beat the Cerulean Gym. So if you want to get to the Vermilion Gym, you have to beat the Cerulean Gym. So I guess you could skip fighting Misty, skip fighting Surge, keep going, and then I guess you could technically probably get to the 6th gym, maybe. I don't know, I'd be curious to see how far you could go without not doing the gyms. As long as you're willing to skip more than one gym, that is, and then you can just do them in whatever order you like. Just go back and beat Misty like 10 hours into it. Because that would be cool. Because once you beat the Vermilion Gym, that gives you access to Fly. But once you get through the Rock Tunnel, then you don't really need Fly. You have a bicycle, and you just don't really need Fly because you can just cut through the city. So you only really need Fly once you need to get back from Fuchsia City, because otherwise it just takes forever. So I think I can do without it. I think I'm brave new world here. I want to do something a bit different, so I'm gonna try this. Because there might be because in the later gens, they just didn't let you do this. They kind of realised, like, oh god, we kind of designed it alright so people can't just skip gyms. But now we're going to do it, so we're just going to put an annoying person in the way. Especially in Gen 4, where you try and leave the city early and they'll be like, no, go back, beat the gym, you lazy bum. But in this game, no, they don't do it. They don't do it, and that's awesome. People say with Zelda where they want more freedom, like in A Link to the Past, but I want more freedom with Pokemon. I think you should be able to skip gyms if you want. I don't know why they're so tight about it. Because then it just means that the fact that they were so liberal with what order you could fight the gyms in this game was just a mistake. Which is really depressing, because I really don't want it to be a mistake. I want it to be an intentional thing, where they just allowed you some freedom, but... Oh, cool. So you were bored, you see a child, and you think, wonderful news, now I'm no longer bored. Sicko. Just a complete sicko. See, I was thinking maybe I should switch out to go for bloody Queero, but then I was like, oh, it's a rock guy, so he's gonna have rock stuff. Shoot. Oh, well, that's something I didn't know. I didn't know bug types were not very effective against fighting types. It honestly has never come up. I've never really tried to use bug type moves against fighting types. I just didn't know that information. Maybe it's only specific to Gen 4, but I don't know. Be interesting to see anyway. Or Gen 1. I think I said that wrong. Just a bit all over the place. Okay, Beedrill can't... There, I was going to say, Beedrill can't weigh that much. There's no way that was going to do a lot of damage. See, unfortunately, skipping out of the gym does mean I now have to sit through all these trainers, which are not that fun, but you got to get it done. You got to get it done. And now that I have 4 Pokemon and they're all good levels, all these Pokemon I'm going up against, I have some sort of... I can respond to them, Like, a rock type, boom, Saint Awesome. Grass type, boom, Queero, done. Easy. Psychic type, maybe Buzzington. Sometimes Buzzington. Yeah, that's right. Kicked your ass. You stink. Oh, I don't even know what that was. I think in the remake that was Aerial Ace. But now I think I'm going to work my way back to the Cerulean. Because I need to heal, and also I do need to get that bike. And I need to stock up on a stupid amount of repels. Wait, what? Good looking Pokemon. Okay, well, first of all, I don't have my Pokemon out, alright? So you're just checking out my balls, and that's inappropriate. And I guess they're good looking. I mean, I don't look at Fearow and think, what a good looking creature, what a handsome man. I mean, it doesn't have a gender in this game, but whatever, you know, I've never really thought that. I don't think I've mentioned it that, but it's weird how Growlithe looks like a puppy. Because that was the whole point. It was a dog Pokemon, so it was a puppy, like a fire puppy, and then it evolved into a big fire canine, you know, dog, like, you know, Arcanine. So Growlithe looks like a puppy in these original versions, but then I think they made it more aggressive, you know, to try and make it its own legit kind of Pokemon. Because really there's not that many Pokemon where evolution works that way, you know, where you have a baby version of something and then it evolves into the adult version. Or nothing like real life. I mean, I guess there probably are examples like bug types. You know, caterpillars do go to cocoons that do turn into butterflies. That does happen, but you don't see it that much afterwards. You just see it's just a smaller version with a bigger head compared to its body. And then boom, that's the pre-evolution type. I'm probably like completely wrong on this one. I'm sure there's tons of examples where it's the actual baby one, but like with cat, there's no like kitten Pokemon. You have like a cat Pokemon, then that turns into like a bigger cat. Like Meowth is not a kitten, like he's not based off one, but Growlithe originally was based off a puppy, and that's why it looks like that. Right, well I made a right choice here. I don't know why Beedrill doesn't have the stripes. I really like the look of Beedrill's sprite, because it makes him look really big. Like, he doesn't look as menacing as in the anime, but he's just like big and larger in charge or whatever. And this guy has two of them apparently, so good for him. Right, let's try Peck. Maybe Peck will do more damage. Probably not, but... Oh, almost killed it in one. God, see, just how terrible these Beedrills are that I'm fighting should really tells me how bad Buzzington is. Like, really not good at all. Like, atrocious, you could even say. I wouldn't say that, that's rude, but... Woo, level 22. Look at that attack and speed. Oh, it's wonderful. What? Why is that question mark too low? What a total waste of time. Okay, okay, what did you say? Alright, I was thinking for a second it was this guy over here who was saying how good looking my Pokemon were. Keep walking. Oh god. That guy's a creep, so he's like checking me out as I go. Then he thought let's have a fight and it didn't work out for him. Oh god damn it. Can you sell TMs? I'm gonna go to the mart to get a few more repels, but I think I'm gonna maybe try and sell a few TMs. Because this is something that became not an issue after these games. Item management. But oh, it was so much of an issue back in this game. And I usually never hit this point where I have to manage items until the Team Rocket hideout. So it's a bit odd that I'm hitting it now. Right, what can you can have that. I don't know what that is. I can't remember picking up any decent TM, so he can just have all of them. Screw it, I don't care. I don't have Psychic or Earthquake. What about Thunderbolt though? Did I just sell Thunderbolt? No, Thunderbolt's that one, I think. No, it's that one. Shoot. Now I'm too scared to sell any. I'm going to sell this one for obvious reasons. I just don't want to sell Thunderbolt because that's such a good TM. There's a reason why they took it out of the later games, because it was just too good. Right, I need a few more potions to get us through Rock Tunnel. This is all Rock Tunnel prep right here. A few more repels just to be safe. Because with Rock... A couple of antidotes might as well. Because with Rock Tunnel you don't really need to fight the wild Pokemon to get XP. You get so much XP from just fighting the trainers. Because Rock Tunnel's really long. Look at this guy. This guy got a unique character sprite for this game. A complete unique one. He got sunglasses on, he's a cool kind of guy. Like, it's really weird. Because very few, you know, sprites in this game are unique. Like, your one is, but then all the NPCs aren't, for the most part. Like, even the gym leaders aren't. Really. I'm sure some of them are, but Blaine is just some fat bloke in this game, if I remember correctly. I think Giovanni has an original sprite, but, you know, he's one of the main characters. See, that guy, He doesn't have an original sprite, he just looks like Brock. Or maybe it is Brock. That'd be kind of cool. Right, let's heal my Pokemon. You know, just to be safe. Because a bit like that Route 3, I think it was, from Pewter City to Mount Moon, I usually have a bit of trouble with this route as well. Like, there's just something about the Pokemon they use where I always just seem to have a bit of trouble. Not as much as, like, you know, earlier though. Because of the weird difficulty spike, which is, or difficulty curve, which is Pokemon, where it gets hard, easy, hard. Although I think that's a lot of JRPGs anyway. Or there's just it's weird that some games can be like hard at the beginning and then get easier. Like I was playing Fire Emblem Awakening, and I haven't beat it because it's boring now, because it's so easy. Because it starts off hard and challenging, and then you level up your main guys, and then it's not good. Or then it's just like boring because it's so easy. All you have to do is make sure the woman on the dragon doesn't die and you're good to go. Yeah, let's fight these trainers, might as well. And Pokemon has the same thing. Once you get a squad together, once you get enough Pokemon leveled up, you know, you got enough Pokemon to cover most of the types. Not all of them, you're never going to cover all of them, but most of them. Then no one can stand in your way, really. Especially because the trainers have the same types of Pokemon. Like normal type, bug types, grass type, rock type. And then you'll see a couple of fire types from here to there, and a couple of fighting types. But that's it. I mean, the electric types are really rare. So you don't really have to accommodate that much for the trainers. Okay, Twin Needle. Actually, I think... let's see how Cut does. Because I'm not too sure how high Buzzington's attack is. I feel like Cut should have done more. Because I always see Cut as an actual good move. Like, to me it seems like an actual solid move to use, but... I don't know. Alright, Venonat. God, what a creep. Let's hope Twin Needle can get the job done. Nice! Because Venonat is part Psychic type. But it didn't die, and it disabled my best attack. Okay, well... I'll just cut it, I suppose. It's also nice with Buzzington, I now have an attack that I know is going to hit, pretty much. Like, I know Cut is going to hit, but Fury Attack, it's just a risk. Like, it's one of my best moves, but it's just a risk using it. Right, okay, so we're almost at the end here of this route. So I might as well tackle this woman, this gal. Might as well, I do need the XP. Because it's around this point where I don't know about being underleveled or not. I don't know if I'm too high, too low, I just don't know. I just kind of lose track of it, you know. Because the best way to tell is by how high level are the trainers you're fighting. And then if you're doing alright against those trainers, then you're fine. So I think I'm okay. I think by this point in the game, after the third gym, even though I haven't technically done the third gym, you're alright. You know, with 4 Pokemon, that's the right amount to have. 5 Pokemon is a bit much, but 4 I think is right. Okay, so I believe, yeah, we're now at the end of the route here. I think there's another person to fight. I might as well fight them. Is there? There she is. I might as well deal with her now, deal with her nonsense. I think she just has a Clefairy. Oh, that is sad. Right, let's see what Pokemon she has, right? Let's assume she went to the Cerulean Gym to try to take on Misty. She had a Pikachu! Oh, she's not good at Pokemon. If she had a Pikachu... okay, maybe if she was talking about Brock, then maybe. But I think a level 20 Pikachu would be able to beat Geodude and Onix. But it would be able to beat Staryu, especially if you've tried more than once. Okay, Clefairy not so much. But still, Clefairy could, you know, slap around Staryu, whatever, do a couple of metronomes, whatever it wants to do, you know, double slap, there we go. I think she has a really good shot. I might have to try it out. Do a, you know, instead of Nuzlocke or whatever people like to do a Clefairy Pikachu run for this one gal. Might have to look up her name. Because she doesn't have a name in this version, but in Leaf Green they would have gave her a name, so I might have to look it up. Do a special run dedicated to this random person. Oh, blew it again. Don't be so negative. You know, I've got a really strong Fearow. You should fear the Fearow. There's no shame in that. Well, anyway, with that, I'm going to end off the part. So next time in Let's Play Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy, we're going to start and hopefully get all the way through Rock Tunnel. So that's going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm not. It's a bit dull. Well, anyway, I've been Unstorm23. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.